Hey, this is Tracy with Color Me This. Today is episode 121. We're back to the daily color. I am on the Schpirerr Farben colored pencils. They are an oil-based pencil, I believe. I actually have not verified that lately. This is my second time using them in this book. They're a little bit tricky to manage if you don't have your pressure really consistent, and it might be just something with me that if I am not consistent with my pressure and I get a dark line, I have a hard time fixing it. So they have a good payout. So I guess that's in a nutshell saying good pigment, good payout. The other big positive for these pencils is that the creator of them has an Etsy store. She does paints as well as these pencils, and you can buy them singles or you buy them in a bundle. I think I bought 6 my first try of buying them, and my experience was very positive. I do have a video of that, and I will put a link to the search term Schpirerr Farben, and you can see all of the videos that I have released on these particular pencils. So they are a very nice pencil. They have a very slender feel to them with a matte finish. So if you're like me and you have you enjoy a pencil that feels really good in your hand, these are not chunky. They are very svelte feeling, and they, like I said, they have a good color payout. So the biggest thing I would say is to be sure and watch your pressure. I have on this particular page, I'm just starting to color with indigo so that I'm not wasting any precious moment of my 45 minutes of coloring. So I am starting in with the background. There are some background bits where the flowers don't cover each other, and I am going to make those indigo, and I might go back in with maybe a glaze of a dark gray. There are 2 images on this particular page, and I am not sure I have 2 pencil sets left for this second round going alphabetical, and I am toying with changing up the third round going through my sets and maybe doing something a little more random than alphabetical. And I have printed out a new chart because I do have a couple of new sets. And then I'm also building a couple of sets that I only have a few of, and I'd like to get more. One being the Holbeins. I'm up to 41. I have since bought one of the Erogeton dictionary. There are 3 sets in the series plus 2 more sets. I guess it's a total of there's 90 in the 3 set series, 9 total books, and inside each book is a set of 10 pencils. And then there's a vivid set, and I can't remember a vibrant maybe. And then there's also another set of 10 individuals that you can get. So it's kind of a crazy set that I am just starting my collection phase of. And then I also am working on collecting the Black Widows, but I have enough of those that I can do coloring projects in this book. I think I have enough. I think I have 90 of the 180. So this particular image that you're looking at, you're going to see these flowers. They're these round ones that don't have lines connecting the center line with the outer line. So they're like a daisy petal. So I'm going to slide down to the second image. And then the artist, Johanna Basford, did add for all of the daisies down here, the lines going all the way through. So what that means for me is an opportunity to explore using a technique that I am not I don't have a lot of experience with, and that is I've done it once or twice. I did it on some fish. So what I plan on doing after I get all these background bits done is I'm going to white out the outer lines, possibly the inner lines as well, in preparation for doing a more realism type coloring on just these 1, 2, 3, 4 particular flowers. So this project is going to take more than 45 minutes to complete. So depending on my speed with which I get through these various bits, I may or may not take multiple days. I will probably take 2 days to finish this top one, and hopefully I can finish the bottom one in 1 day. So when I get finished with this first one is when I will decide whether I am going to switch to the final set in my budget list, which is Starjoy Gold. I have sharpened all of the pencils that I have picked out to use, and I will wait on deciding whether to fill in with even darker than this indigo color until after I have finished the flowers. Then I'll decide if I need more dark values. So the next little bit I'm going to do are the browns. Most of these flowers are going to have fuzzy brown centers. I am starting with the darkest, which is dark brown 690. The other are 80. The nice thing about these is they have a pretty easy to read name and number, and they are numbered in sequential order, in color family order. It might not be your perfect color family order, but at least if you just go with the order they're in, it's really easy to put them away. The biggest thing with me switching my sets around almost daily is the really testing how I have set up each pencil set in whatever storage I have, and adjusting as I need to. If I find that my speed with which I can put my pencils away is not to my liking, I can tweak it. And my favorite thing to do is to have the numbers, if I put them in a case, I have the numbers somewhere along the case, either with a slip of paper, or even if I know the case is always going to be for this pencil, I will go ahead and write with a white acrylic marker or a black Sharpie or a silver Sharpie. Some way, shape, or form, I will write in the book. If it's a book that I could switch the pencils around, which I have moved my pencils around many times, then I will use a slip of paper. So the next color, I'm going a little bit lighter. This is chocolate, and it is 670. I told you I had sharpened all of them, but I actually see a few pencils that I missed, this being one of them. I have my light source. Actually, I usually use my light source upper right. So just for fun, to challenge myself, I am having my light source be over here in the upper left. So that is why my darkest shadows in these fuzzy centers is off to the right, and the lighter color is going to be upper left. I am not a perfect source of light colorist, but I do try to establish when I start a drawing, I do try to pick the light source right off the bat so that I can just hint to it, and it just helps me be more consistent in my coloring. So the next lightest is not sharpened. I'm gonna sharpen it. 130 Burnt Sienna. I am just going in with circles, little ovals, heavy pressure. We had a really warm week last week. This week is going to be a little cooler. We even have a day or two of rain again. We have needed rain really badly here. All right, so we've got all of our centers done. I do now have, let's see, make sure this is way out of the way. We've got some greens. Let's do some greens. I have two different tones of greens, lime and leaf. So leaf is generally a little more blue-green, and lime, of course, speaks for itself. It is a limey green. And I will bring out all three of the lime greens. There are not a lot of leaves. The three lime colors for me on the set is lime 570, apple green 560, and avocado 550. And I am going to just designate, I need to sharpen that even more. So these striped leaves, I usually try to just designate a certain leaf shape one way, and I'm going to say that this is going to be lime because there's a little bit over here. This again is the spine side, and I have to really push down with my right hand to hold the spine down as much as possible. Going in with the second darkest color, which is 560. I will have all of the colors in the video description. .550 avocado is the darkest of the limes. And again, if I need this to be darker, have a little shadow, I have some grays picked out that I can add later. I've decided I'm going to go ahead and make this one that doesn't have stripes, but it is the same shape. be lime as well. Going on to our leaf colors after I just do the tip here with the lime green. These are not a super soft pencil. They have a nice hard pigment in the core. Okay, so this is my leaf green. Green 520, Green Mermaid 490, and 610 Casino Green. And pretty much all of the rest of these little leaves are going to be what I call leaf green. Those little pieces there, I am going to call those leaves. And these funny little, they might be lupins. I'm going to hold off on those. Now that I'm looking at them, I might be making those flowers. I think they can go either way. Grabbing the middle tone, which is Green Mermaid 490. Okay, moving on to the darkest color, Casino Green 610. I believe that is it, and I might just take this dark green rather than gray, and I will do some shading here. All right. Oh, well, hopefully I won't need that color because it went on the ground. I have a very small table here. It's actually a upright suitcase that I use in between the recliners. Okay, so next I am going to work on these little 4-petal flowers. I am going to make them hydrangea. I have 2 sets of purples. I have like a violet-y purple, and then I have a more blue purple. Sorry, that is my hand hitting the camera stand. I have 4 colors. I'm going to be mixing around these, and then I'm going to intermix some violets in. So here's the full set of 4 that are the purple. Don't be fooled by the color that is called violet, because it's really not what I think of as violet. Okay, so we start with a royal blue. And I wonder if I have my cheat sheet. I might have to, this is clearly not the lightest color, is what I'm thinking. I believe it's this way. Yeah, this makes sense. All right, lightest 350 French lavender, Tyrian purple 354, violet 370, and royal blue 390. And I'm going to be, these are fairly small flowers, so I'm going to do some intermixing. And then I'm also going to pop in the violet colors, which there's 3 of them, and they're sitting over. Okay, so this is not the lightest color. This is. Hydrangea colors tend to vary, so I don't have to necessarily have the color tones be, you know, light, middle, dark. They can kind of just vary and somewhat random. And the centers here are usually a light yellow. And I think up here I'm going to go ahead and have now we're going with the middle purple. That little tiny hole there should be a indigo. I do have white. I'm just going all over with these flowers. Hard pressure, lots of white. Now I'm gonna pop in a little bit. This is the blue. It is called Royal Blue 390. I am not using heavy pressure now. I am going in with this very light. Staying somewhat in the center or making this a shadow color. The trick is to be strategically random. Okay, coming back with the white, I'm going to do a bunch of mixing. I have a third tone. That's the lightest. Tyrian. Nope. Violet. 370. I'm gonna pop in here. Oh, Hub is coming, and he's coming in. I'm gonna see what he's up to. If he's gonna go on through, I'm gonna... All right, Hub is settled. I managed to sharpen a few more pencils that I noticed weren't sharp. And I also used, I should show you the centers. I'm using light yellow 040. I have grabbed the violet. I'm still got the violet in my hand. It might be just as dark as that royal blue. They're just different tones. Okay, let's go up here. I haven't done a lot. I only did the light, didn't I? So I'm just going to keep the violet in my hand. I might not even have done the white. So we're going to put some white up here. Adding a little more white. Okay, so hopefully those are looking hydrangea-esque to you. Grabbing that light yellow again, which is light yellow, 040, to get these two. You know what I realized? My light is off. Sorry about that. I don't even know how long that's been off. All right, going back to a darker one. I have all of the pencils in my right hand. In fact, like, here they are. It's the same way I've always colored with Copic markers. I usually have 5 to 6 colors in my hand. I like to blend. Have always enjoyed blending with more than 3. I'm just randomly putting some of this blue in. Like so. Going back to the lightest color. Lightest color being French lavender. This is one of my short ones, and I already have a replacement. It's one of them that I purchased. When I got this set, it was used. I bought it on eBay. It came with the Castle Arts Soft Touch. So I think these are looking very hydrangea-esque at this point. I can feel when I am taking this lavender, it's going very softly over the top of white. Now I'm going to pop up to the top here and blend in with that royal blue. I'm going to grab one of the middle colors. want the Tyrian purple. Gonna go down here, add a little more of this Tyrian purple. I am somewhat strategically placing the colors now. I have enough of the flowers colored in that I want to make sure I keep my lights light and these shadow areas really dark. The petals behind. All right, so that's one color tone. I'm going to pop out these three. Actually, there was four. I'm going to keep the white and the yellow, so let's get a little more yellow up here. Okay. I see a tiny bit more of a darker color. This is the royal blue. I want that right there is the shadow. Okay. I'm probably going to add at least one more set. That color, I'm probably going to do violet on this set. So I am going to keep the white and the yellow, and I'm going to set the four purples off to the side, picking up the more violet tones. Let's show you what these are. Oh, which is funny. Okay, we've got periwinkle. I can't quite read that. It's too pale. The silver drives me crazy. Let's see if I can see it through the camera lens. 345. 359 wild pansy, and 360 blue violet. White and yellow also in my hand. I'm going to come over to this set of flowers right here. I have not done white yet. I'm going to just pop down some of this tone. This actually might be the more bluey tone. And let's get some white going. It's the art of being strategically random. Let's get wild pansy out. What color is this? Actually not too dark. So when you put white down and then you're coloring over the top, it is a slick feeling. You're not at that point, like what I'm doing now, I've already got the white down. I am using pencils that will still put down color when the tooth is all used up. And these pencils are very good at that. So I was comfortable with adding that layer of white. There are a couple of other pencils that once the tooth is used up, you cannot get any more pencil down. These are not one of those pencils. They are a very nice layering pencil that will layer nicely. And I said it wrong. See how this is a very cool blue and this is the violet color. So I actually started with the violet and now I'm using the blue purple tones. All right, let's see what we have. This is the darkest color. This is blue violet. Ooh, and it's sharp, nice and sharp. So these are going to be the ones that I leave lighter colored. I am going to grab that light yellow. I have more work to do there, but I am now going to go ahead and I think these two and these three will be the same tones. I'm going to start with the darker this time, the darkest this time, and then we're going to come back in with our white, because we haven't done any white on these three. I'm going to come over here and start with white. I want them to look sufficiently different, so it is okay for me to put the white down at different times. I think I'm going to come back here and do some mixing. Time-wise, we are just about out of time. So I definitely think that we've done enough hydrangea for you to see what it looks like, and I should move on to different colors before I go. I can get a couple more flowers done. All right, those are hydrangeas, and I will finish up this threesome and that twosome in that lavender tone. Setting those aside, I think I am going to move on to a fuchsia set of 4 colors. Let's see if we've got these. them in the right order. Okay. We're going to do, oh, the light colors are sure hard for me to read. The silver on the light is not my friend. I love some of the color names. Blooming Bouquet, 268. There's No Place Like Home, 255. Sassy Pink, 298. And Plum, 310. So, I am going to start with the lightest. I am using heavy pressure. Ovals. This is not a sharpened pencil. I'm going to sharpen that. There we go. I'm doing long ovals, medium to heavy pressure, leaving the edges. This underneath the fold and this underneath the fold are going to be dark. And then these edges I'm leaving white. And this here will tuck underneath the front petal and that will be dark. So I'm going to repeat the same color, light to dark. I'm leaving the long ovals. I actually want to keep in mind the color of the veins of the petals, these little lines hinting at the vein shape. The veining on the petals is pretty much front to back of each petal from the center of the flower out. Okay, oh, I've got to get these other 3 done. Moving to the next darker color, Sassy Pink. Hinting at a little shadow. I will be coming back through to blend it out. We're at 43 minutes, so I might not get this completely done. I think I'm going to work through a petal, all 3 tones, or 4 tones. Moving on to an even darker color. Oh, this might, yep, that is the darkest. I actually said them wrong. I have somebody calling, so I'm going to ignore it. It used to be that when a call was coming in, that my camera would stop filming, and it doesn't do that anymore, thank goodness. Okay, I will come back through and blend that out. I'm going to go to the darker color. I'm just working on these 2 petals for you, so we don't break our flow. So this is the darkest color. And now I'm allowing there to be some lines, adding in my own veins. And then this is a shadow. The petal is folded over, it's curling. And now I'm going to blend all of those out with the lightest pink. And now I am no longer going to do ovals, I'm going to do straight lines. So I can keep those hints of veins, and I am filling in the tooth. And these pencils are blending wonderfully. Same thing with this petal, and we'll call it done. I also would like the fold to be pink with maybe just a little bit of white. Yeah, so these are a lovely blending pencil. But yet, the lines, when you do line work, those lines stay because it actually is difficult to get them to blend completely away. So there you have it. 2 petals done, and I'll probably do the rest of these petals on my own time. My mother is diligently calling me. We're at 47 minutes, so here's our progress so far. And tomorrow I will finish this big flower on my own, and then possibly this one, which I will color just like this double one. Those I'll color differently. I'll finish these 2 hydrangeas in the lavender, and then I will color these 3 flowers with you, and at least one of these that are going to have the white treatment to it that I will do with you. So that's the plan. All right, so that's it for today. Do all the YouTube things, like, share, comment, and consider subscribing. And I will see you all tomorrow for a continuation of this lovely circle of flowers. See you then.